Those two returns, I mean, you were absorbing contact. I guess kind of walk through those and just kind of the sheer will to keep moving the legs.
Really just trusting me and Coach KB. He's heavy on the return game when it comes to kick return. You know, in the week before we had some looks where I could have hit it better in regards to just trusting my teammates and hitting it. So last game was one of them examples of just trusting my teammates, knowing that they was gonna execute for me. And I told them just give me a little space and I'm gonna make sure that I fly through it. So that's really much that was it.
What's the process? The first thing you look at when you catch the ball?
Really just really my three-man shield in regards to making sure they're going on a go call. Whether if we got the L1 coming from the backside, if he's going to be hot for Elijah to come and take it, or if do I need to follow Elijah if he doesn't have anybody hot and I can just follow him through the hole. So really just finding that crease and finding that sweet spot that we've been studying and looking on film in regards to the area we're going to hit.
It seems like the return man role is a big part of your identity. It always has. But how much does it feel like a huge part of your football identity right now?
It definitely does. As y'all know, I'm not taking as many snaps on offense. So it's my mindset is just go out there and do whatever I got to do for the team. If they need me to go down there and run on gunner, I'm gonna go down there and do it 100%. If they need me to return kicks, that's what Coach Smith, Coach Hawkins, Coach everybody. That's what they need me to do. So.
Have you had a game where you've been kicked away from, and is that for a return guy? What's that? As a sign of respect, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's not the first time. Regardless, I feel like some of the other previous games they didn't even give me a chance to get like things started. That was probably one of the first times in actual reality, like okay, he really can make things happen back there, and just decided to go away from me. I wouldn't say it's a sign of respect, but it's irritating on my side. I'm one of them guys that's eager to go out there and do something for the team, whether it's small game or whether it's a block or so it's kind of frustrating.
Take me through the process of sort of accepting this role and embracing it, and from when you at some point in your career, I think you're probably hoping to be a number one receiver, right? And as that sort of changes, take us through sort of the maturity of that point and being a leader and not letting that bother you.
For the most part, I'm a team player. I've been that way since I was in high school. I was a previous quarterback, so just being there for my teammates and making sure I'm vocal, whether it's special team, whether it's offense, whether it's talking to the defensive guys. So it's kind of just been kind of the way I carry myself. I said what I said in regards to whatever Coach Smith needed me to do. That I go out there and give it 100%. So the coach tells me to go out there and play special teams to my full capability. That's all.
How do you carry those leadership traits of a quarterback into a receiver?
Just learning from experience. This is my 6th year. I've been in college for a little while. I've been through the ups and downs. I've been through the injuries. I've been starting, been second string to, all over the place. So kind of just, the years that I've been spending in college, just trying to learn from last year and just go about things a better way.
Do you see a future in football and special teams in the return game? Is that your hope still?
Yeah, most definitely. I go out there. A lot of guys go out there. That's their chance. You got Jalen Naylor that plays for the Vikings. You pay attention, he was a gunner. If you pay attention, now he's out there. He's one of them starting, in the lineup to start with the Vikings receivers. So So you got to pay attention to that. Special teams is part of the game. Special teams can definitely change the game, whether it's a block kick, return kick, or anything. So it's definitely something that I think about all the time.
Given all the injuries you went through the last few years, from the first play when you're on the field, what was the feeling like when you took those? Well, the first one for 30, whatever, and then the second was 63.
I always knew I was capable of it. It's kind of just like, damn, finally the Spartan Nation can see what I could bring to the team in regards. The coaching staff knows. Coaching staff, they got full faith in me in regards to going out there and do what I got to do whenever my number is called. It's just that patience and being ready when my number is called. So it's just it just feels good, for the fans to go out there and experience that with my teammates.
What about Naylor? I think it was actually last week that was here talking about you guys have a graphic of guys who've just gone and made special teams money just playing special teams in the NFL. Is that something when you see that, are you thinking like, hell yeah, I'm gonna go do that?
I'm a wide out first. at the end of the day, wide out first, but like I said, special teams is part of football. You got guys that go out there and they play straight special teams and they spend 8 to 10 years in the league strictly special teams and they're making an impact every time they step on the field. So it's definitely a thought in regards of my future in football. So.
You brought up Naylor, again, special teams in the NFL. Are there any kick returners or special teamers in the NFL that you specifically admire?
Turpin from Dallas.
We talked a lot about the receiver room and how it's been remade this offseason and everything, just the two games. What stands out to you about the differences with this group this year?
Really just how close knitted we are. There's no egos. We all support each other no matter what's going on. We all sit there and we coach each other in regards of what we can do better, or what we need to do in regards of our room. And just having that high energy and having that motive that, we can be a group that gets things going on this offense. As you know, we got a really good room. So, whoever numbers call up, we got the faith and we know they can go out there and make that play. So just the group we have is a real well-minded and mature group in regards to just going out there and handling situations and going about it the right way. So
Does it feel like forever ago you first committed here?
yeah, I actually do. I be joking with some of the guys because a lot of guys don't know I was part of that 2019 class at Antonio. They don't know that. So it's always feel like home. Always growing up Spartan, being a Spartan was my dream. It's been my dream school since I was a kid. So to come out here and make plays for Spartan Nation.
I saw a video of you say that you were like 16 years old at that point, and I know you were born here. I mean, that had truly been like, take me back how long you knew that this is where you wanted to be. It was like 8 years old, 7 years. Like when did that?
So my dad's side of the family is actually from Michigan. My grandma lives about 15 minutes away in Lansing. So I used to come back and forth when I was little, come to Lansing. And as I got older, here in Spartans, my first team was actually called the Spartans. So it kind of just grew on me. When I came out here and I watched Antonio and the way that his team came and played out, I just drifted towards the program and the culture as I grew up, and I knew once I met Coach D'Antonio, I'm like, yeah, that's the place that I need to be.
Your journey obviously took you a different route. Do you think back to that time and do you journeys are what they are? Are you glad the way it worked out, or do you wish you'd come right away?
No, I'm glad it worked the way it is because I don't regret anything that I'll go through because it makes me who I am today. All them challenges and the ups and downs and trials and tribulations, you go through, you gotta mature, you gotta go through hard things to be ready for that moment when it's that time. So
I know it's a few weeks out. If you had that Nebraska game circled at all since the schedule came out.
yeah, I would say that I talked to one of the DBs. He's my roommate. He's one of my close friends. We grew up with each other. We're both from Chicago. So
Who's that?
Marquise Buford.
They've had a lot of changes though since you were there too. So I mean, I'm wondering from being a guy that's been through a lot of movement, and not necessarily movement per se, but seeing it all around you, seeing the college. What's the college game like for a player right now? See all
Really just kind of get into like that NFL environment. You come in and you're not doing what you got to do. You're gonna reap the repercussions. In regards to the portal, in regards to the money, things are changing. So, it's pros and cons with it. You come out, you execute, you do what you got to do. You got nothing to worry about. You come out and you half-ass, or you come out and you not doing what you told your coach, or what you not holding to that standard. Then you got to look yourself in the mirror, and it might be too late by then.
Your decision to sort of stay and play out your eligibility as long as you can. What went into that?
Just my faith in God. I knew I could play ball. Everybody around me knew I could play ball. Like I said, I had injuries that slowed me down these past 2 years since I've been here at State. And just staying close with God. The injuries can be, how that go. It can be heavy weight on your mind. So just having that confidence and keeping that focus in regards to, okay, I'm still here for a reason. And Coach Smith, when everything happened, I asked him, I told him, like, I want to come back. He told me, I want you to come back. So it was a short conversation. So.
Because I know Coach B recruited you, and obviously Coach Smith had come re-recruit you here. Are there any parallels with the two of them? And for you, what are your conversations now like with Coach D when he is here?
It's always fun. We always talk about when he came to the city of Chicago, walking down the street, or he came to Simeon, we walking down the hallway and just catching up. When we every time we talked, it was really talk about football. It was how's your family, how are you doing, how are you doing mentally, you know, what can we do to get you prepared for the next level. So it's always been like open arms from Coach D. So, and when I see him, I just think back like, man, it's crazy, you know. So it's definitely a good feeling. I definitely am appreciative to him welcoming me to the Spartan Nation, because without him, I wouldn't, you know, be in regards of knowing the culture and what Spartan Nation can do for my.
Is there similarities with Coach Smith in that respect?
Yeah, Coach Smith is definitely a family-oriented guy. You could tell by the staff. That you noticed that day one when they got here, they was family-oriented. So it's definitely similarities in regards to how they carry themselves.
You probably work with Alessio a lot. I'm wondering what do you notice about him? What do you like about him? How's he grown? Just what do you think about that guy?
Just his maturity, you know, from his jump from last year to this year, and his detail of the game. He's going to be a hell of a player. He's going to be a hell of a player, and just the way he go about everything. He's very detailed, very mature. He always does the little things right, and he takes accountability. You know, he goes out there, he makes sure his voice is heard when he gets his chance, and he go out there and he executes. So he's going to be a hell of a
The
player.
injuries you've had, what's the one you think set you back the most? That really, you've got to go, that one really,
You know, I would say the concussion.
yeah.
First one when I first got here.
Yeah.
Slowed me down a lot in regards to just, you know, there was a lot of hype. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
That getting it done in the return game after that now, I mean, what is there any sense of, I don't know if vindication is the right word, but you know what I mean, like kind of coming full circle to that being where you're contributing? Is there any thought of that at all?
Nah, it's more of that's what Coach Smith asked me to do, so I go out there and do it.
After the 63-yard return, Michigan State scored a couple plays later. I think Jonathan Smith came over and gave you like a handshake or a hug or said something to you. Do you remember what he said and what did that mean to you? That looked like he was giving you a nod of appreciation for getting that drive going.
Yeah, it meant a lot. It meant a lot. The last few months haven't been easy for me, so you know what it means in regards to that moment. And he's always been by my side. And I always been by his side. I knew the staff was gonna step by my side, so it's just our way of, you know, showing emotion in regards of that me making that play. So
What do you mean by not being easy for you?
just been going through personal things in regards to my family and stuff like that. I've been away for a while, so.
So you're working on a second degree now, or academically you've already graduated?
I already graduated. So,
When you mentioned the Spartans of, you know, when you were a youth football player, I guess how did you get into football? How did that start?
I always been a kid that's been outside, so you know, usually I'm not the kid nowadays. You know, you gotta tell your kid to go outside. I was the kid that you gotta tell to come inside. So whether it was football, basketball, track, you know, any sport, baseball, I was the kid that my mom came looking for when the street lights came on. So I always been an active kid, and I always knew that I was gonna do something athletically. So I had the right people around me growing up. When I moved to Chicago, when I got to Chicago, they steered me in the right direction and tell me the things that I need to know to put me in a position. So
How'd you get the nickname Cadillac? I'm sorry if you've already been asked that.
Alante is the first sports made Cadillac, I believe, but it's spelled with 2 L's instead of 1.
Were you not born in Chicago? You said you moved there?
Born here.
I was born here, and 3 days later I went back to Chicago.
3 days?
Yeah.
You're born in Sparrow, or what do you
Yeah, it's good.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks, man.